What up, YouTube fam? Soon to be fams. Thought I'd do a pop live this evening. Totally unannounced. Totally understand if it's somewhat late. I ain't even holler at my moderators, man. I just say, you know what? It's been a while since I've been live. So I said I'm gonna go live this evening for a little bit, chop it up. You know what I mean? With all my YouTube family. I don't like to refer to people that watch my videos, you all that watch my video, as viewers or followers. Nah, we all family, man. We all lean on each other and help each other. You know what I mean? Parlay God, KJ, what's good, bro? I ain't doing too much, man. How you been? How you doing, man? How's them games coming along for you? Shit, I'm quite sure, man. As far as some games is going on, man, a lot of underdogs been covering this year. It seems to be. You know what I mean? Who's that? Homer? Homer where? 5'11" gang. What's up? Everybody's 5'11", man. Everybody. I don't care if you 6'10", you 5'11" in my eyes. If you 5'2", in my eyes, you 5'11". Y'all make sure y'all double tap that screen, man. Hit that like button for me. Get the notifications out so people know that I am live. It's a pop-up live. Nobody knew I was going live, so y'all really helped me out by hitting that like button, man. Well, James E, what's good, bro? What's going on, man? Appreciate you chiming in. Parlay, hey, man. You know what, Parlay God, KJ? That's just the type of season that the Cowboys. What Stephen A. Smith always say, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Prime position, couple minutes left in the game, to go down, kick a field goal to win the game, run the clock out, kick a field goal, whatever. And what happens? Anything that can go wrong definitely does go wrong. I'm disgusted, man. I'm utterly disgusted. My dog, what up, Steve? I seen you had sent a comment. I done got kind of backed up or whatever as far as my comments, man, responding. But you get back on the road, man. I seen you was stuck. I think you said Georgia. Hopefully you got back on the road, man. Salute to you. I know it's tough these holiday seasons, and they probably got you all going everywhere, People trying to order their packages and things of that nature for Christmas. So, damn, you still there? What's the delay? Like, you got to wait on somebody to come and fix the truck, or what? What's going on? Curtis, hey, 5'11", when you gonna tell us about the PPP fraud guys? I don't know. I don't really know anything about it. I'm gonna have to look that up. I kind of stayed out of that, man. I ain't want to get no wild ideas, PPP loans, man. I know a lot of people that was getting big money off them loans, man. And so far, I haven't known anybody get caught up, but I kind of stayed away from that, man. So I have to do my research on that. Red Tablet Talk. Hey, KENZ, long time no see. Just been working overtime at the post office, delivering packages. Pause. Double pause. You been delivering packages? Nah, bro, I'm just messing with you. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, man. Shoot, it's that time of the year. I was just talking to my buddy Steve, man. Steve Hawkins. He drives trucks or whatever, and they everywhere. They got them everywhere all over the country, man, getting these packages out for Christmas time, man. So I definitely understand. I appreciate y'all chiming in, man. I really do. Are you waiting on parts? Man, that's wild, man. That's wild. Slows the money down, I'm assuming. I don't know exactly how that works, but you stuck for a few days or whatever. I mean, do they give you some sort of pay even though you're stuck, or is it just you work for yourself? Is it your own truck? I don't really know how that goes, man. Let me know. Kid Cool in due time. What's up, bro? How you living? You know what I mean? Appreciate you chiming in. James E says you got to squash this beef with Banky Pound. Y'all both brothers. That's the thing about it. There is no beef with Banky Pound. I don't know Banky Pound. Banky Pound doesn't know me. I'm gonna touch on that subject, but I want to allow a couple more people to enter the building, you know. But I promise you, man, that'll be the first thing that I talk about, James E. If you just stick around for, I'm gonna give about 5 more minutes, and I'm gonna get to talking about that Banky Pound. It's not even a situation. It's a misunderstanding. That's all that it is. There's no Banky Pound beef whatsoever. Okay, Steve, you getting that money? That's what's up. That's all that matters, man. But I know you're ready to hit that road, man. So hopefully, them parts come in tomorrow, man, and get you back out on the road, man. Oh yeah, Parlay God. I'm gonna definitely speak on the Jay-Z and Diddy situation. Definitely. Just trying to give, like I said, more people a time to enter the building. I don't have any moderators tonight, so you know it might get kind of crazy, man. You know, unless Miss Pat just pops up, man. She get mad when I don't holler at her when I'm going live, but she might pop up. The enforcer, Miss Pat Watson. Let's see, Real KENZ, love from Miami. Pause, double pause. Hey, what's that? I can't really, let me take my glasses off to see that. Wild Boy Duck, my bad. Wild Boy Duck, salute, man. Shout out to you, man. You at the 305? I ain't never been to Miami, but that's on my bucket list. I'm definitely going. See, I plan to take this YouTube thing. Y'all double tap that screen for me, hit that like for me so I can, you know, the more that you all like, the more people that'll be notified that I'm, you know, that I'm online tonight. So, you know, a surprise pop-up or whatever. But I plan to take this YouTube thing, like I'm about to start doing true crime videos. You know, KENZ's true crimes. So I'm gonna talk about real stories. All my stories are real, but I'm gonna talk about real stories that I have no affiliation with. Maybe I seen it on TV or online, the First 48, and I'm gonna narrate it. I'm basically narrate the story. And so I'm going to start bringing you all a couple videos a day. Eventually, I'm going to get to the point to where this is what I do full time. No more job. This is my job. So I'm not going to necessarily say no more job. This will be my job. I'll be able to fully focus and just put all my effort into this, man. Y'all hit that like button. It takes 0.2 seconds, man. It's 2,000 people in the building. I got 7 likes. There's 2,000 people in the building right now, and I got 7 likes. Come on, man. Come on, y'all hit that like button, man. 0.25 seconds. Yeah, I said I'm going to go live tonight, man. It's been man, I ain't been live, and I don't know when I rarely go live, and I need to go live more because I need to familiarize myself with the audience and allow you all to get to know me more opposed to just seeing pre-recorded videos. So I need to start, and that's my my apologies because I was going live like every Monday or Tuesday. So I'm gonna start that back. I just been working so much, but it's no excuse. I'm gonna start going live a lot more. Anything else y'all want me to talk about, feel free to jump in the comments and let me know. I'm definitely going to talk about, somebody requested the Banky Pound situation, which there's no situation. Then I'm going to get into the Jay-Z and P. Diddy lawsuits. Those are going to be the first 2 things that I speak about. Grand Theft Auto and Gaming 88. Yo, KENZ, what's going on, bro? How you living? Nice to see you in the building. Phantom, my guy, what's going on, man? Huh? What's going on? What's the deal with Dante? We can talk about Dante just as well. I'm just trying to allow a couple people to enter the building before I actually get into my storytelling and getting, you know, answering my questions, my Q&A. We'll talk about Dante. Dante from the Dante Show Network. Shout out to Dante. I don't got no issues with Dante. But we definitely gonna, I tell you what, man. I tell you what. Rolling up, absolutely. What's up, Pat Watson's in the building. I just spoke you up. I'm sorry, Miss Pat. It was kind of late, and I didn't want to hit you up spontaneously and just be like, hey, I'm going to go live. But I'm glad that you're here. We need you here. Pat Watson, y'all. You all welcome Pat Watson to the live. She's a moderator, and she don't play no games. She's my all. She's my everything. My first, my last, my everything. Pat Watson. Oh man, aka the Dante Don. Oh man, this is crazy. Well, check this out, you all. When I'm telling my stories and when I'm answering questions, I'm gonna have to go through and look at the the comments or whatever in the question. So, I may get behind or whatever. So, I'm gonna catch up, as quickly as I can. But the thing about it, we're gonna first H-Town. Shout out to H-Town. Shout out to H-Town. H-Town is in the building. First question somebody asked me is, y'all double tap that screen, hit that like button. 3,200 people in the building, only 12 likes. Takes 0.25 seconds to like to hit the like button. They asked me about Banky Pound and what's the issue with you and Banky Pound. I watch you all both of you all, there is no issue, honestly. Banky Pound said, I've never been in a maximum. I haven't. I've told you all that. James E. Banky said, you've never been in a maximum. I don't know if Banky said that or not. I don't know. I don't care. I haven't been. All my crimes, I was a white collar criminal, man. You know what I'm saying? A couple things that I did on the streets, when it got street, when it got real, whatever. Fortunately, I didn't get caught, and I'm not going to get on here like a dummy and talk about it. But I was a white collar criminal, man. I wasn't I haven't been to maximum. And I'm glad that I didn't go to maximum. See, Kentucky is different from other states. Maximum has, the only maximum security prison that they have in Kentucky is that I know of, as far as in the state, is Eddyville. KSP, Kentucky State Penitentiary, aka Eddyville. Eddyville is where Fleece Johnson was at. You got people that's on death row, they go to Eddyville. People that have life sentences, well, they're all over people that have life sentences that are never going home. But Eddyville is a maximum security level 5 prison, I think. I've never been there. So no, I haven't been to max. And even if they had more maximum prisons, I wouldn't be in max because the type of crimes that I committed, I wasn't like a menace to, I wasn't out here, not to knock anybody, but I wasn't out here committing heinous and violent acts. So again, I haven't, and I seriously doubt Banky Pound even said that. But nevertheless, basically what happened was a whole bunch of nothing. Much ado about nothing. Y'all hit that like button for me, man. Somebody got back with me. Okay, I'll rewind it before that. I was talking about Dante one time. And I was talking about how Dante from the Dante Show Network, basically it got misconstrued. Dante was telling me to go with Banky Pound, but it wasn't anything that was heinous. It wasn't anything that was, it was basically, he was saying, listen, in order to come up in this YouTube game, you have to go at the YouTubers that the top of the food chain, the top of the mountain. At the time he was telling me this, Banky Pound, I guess, was supposedly hot or whatever. I don't know. I don't really watch Banky Pound. You know what I mean? I don't, not to knock him. I've watched a couple of his videos, but I'm so busy with getting my own channel off the ground. I never really watched him, 2 or 3 times at best. And again, there's no disrespect whatsoever. And so basically what it was, I was telling I told a story about how Dante was asking me to go at Banky Pound. And I said, no. I said, I'm not going to do that. I don't care what you heard. I don't care what this person said or whatever. I understand what you're saying, Dante. You got to go at the upper echelon, if you will, of YouTube, as far as the people that have so many subscribers or whatever. And I thought on it. I said, let me sleep on it for a night. I thought about it. And I said, nah, man, I'm not going to do that. I ended up talking about it in a video, and I told him that I was going to talk about it. It's not like I was throwing shots at Dante. I called Dante on the phone, and I said, hey, bro, I'm going to talk about this or whatever. And so when I told the story, I had a part 1, and I briefly touched on it, and I was going to go on to tell the rest in part 2. Well, we talked on the phone, and it, both of us decided, and Miss Pat called me, and she texted me, KENZ, why are you getting involved into this stuff? Don't do that. Don't. Miss Pat, you all, the enforcer that's on, that's watching right now. Don't get involved in this. Stay positive. Not to say that anyone else is not positive. Just stay positive. Stay on the right. And I'm trying to tell her, yeah, but this is for views. This is for. She's like, it doesn't. You don't have to do that. You're just genuine in who you are, and the views and the subscribers, all of that stuff is gonna come. Just stay who you are. And I thought about it, and I took part 2 down. I left part 1 up because it was more so of a story about when I was locked up with Dante. So there was no bashing of anyone. Somebody went back and told Banky Pound, hey, y'all hit that like button, or I'm gonna call Banky Pound, and he's gonna come through with that sword of justice, or his hands that he got. Somebody will go through and take that the wrong way. But nevertheless, somebody went back and told Banky Pound that I was sending shots at him. I never said anything about the man, never. Never. I don't know him. I've never been to Virginia. I've never been in prison in Virginia if I've never been in Virginia. I don't know him. He doesn't know me. I caught him on one of his morning lives. I sent him, $15, $20, $10, whatever it was. I don't even remember, so that my question will be highlighted. Yeah, your questions can be highlighted. Super thanks, super chats. That way I can definitely see your question. And I got a Cash App. $ Real KENZ. Is that my? Yeah, $ Real KENZ TV. I think that's my cash. Actually, $ KENZ, KENZ 1000. That's what my Cash App is. $ KENZ 1000. And so I sent him some money or whatever. And I was like, hey, bro, I don't know where the signals got crossed. I don't know, but I never said anything bad about you. Never. I don't know who's coming back telling you these things. I have nothing but respect for you. You're OG in this game. I wasn't raised this way. You're an elder to me, respectfully. And I would never say anything bad about you. Nothing. That's exactly what I said to him. He got around to reading the comment, the question, or it really wasn't a question, it was a comment. He read it. And when he read it, he was like, yeah, bro, it was brought to me that you were saying this and you were saying that, but I don't get into all of this and all of that. Hit me on my DM on my Instagram. That's exactly what I did. I hit him in his DM on Instagram. What's up, Banky? Said the same thing, pretty much what I had already said. I ain't never said nothing about you, bro. I respect you, man. Even if I didn't respect you, which how can you not respect? I respect all people, period. And so, I said what I said, and he never got back with me. He never hit me up, never even respond. I seen that he read the message. He never even bothered to respond. He never even, okay, that's what's up, little bro. I've been in this game for a while. I don't have any entitlement issues. Well, actually, I probably do have entitlement issues. Basically, what I'm saying is, he doesn't know me anything. He doesn't owe me a response. He doesn't owe me an explanation. He doesn't owe me a hand up. He doesn't owe me anything. But an individual such as myself, what I particularly would have done, because I got people all the time, they got 300, 400, 500 subscribers, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 subscribers. I remember how it is. One video, they can pass all of us up very easily. And so I give them any sort of advice. I give them any sort of encouragement, anything that I can do to help them along their way. So I would have expected that a OG in the game would have got back with me and be like, listen, little bro, I don't do all the back and forth, even though I heard what you said. I know that you said you didn't say anything, but let me help you out. Let me show you how to do this. Maybe you can do this a different way. Maybe you can, because ultimately I'm trying to get to that 100,000 mark, and I will get there eventually. He just kind of ignored me. I ain't get mad. I still didn't come back and bash him because, once again, I have no reason to bash him. He doesn't owe me anything. Nothing. Nada. I just left it where it was, man. See, that's typical. That's pretty typical. Our people, we don't try to help each other out, man. You know what I mean? We don't try to help each other out, man. We hate on each other a lot. Not saying he hated on me. I'm just saying in general. I reached out to that man to let him know, like, but then you still got people that's jumping in the comments. Nah, KENZ, I've heard you say stuff about Banky Pound. I've heard you make a indirect comment. Man, I ain't never made no indirect comments about Banky Pound. If I'm not going to say something to Banky Pound in prison, guess what? I'm not going to say it outside of prison. From what I understand, that dude was a gorilla in prison. So I definitely wasn't going to say something to him inside. I'm not going to say something outside of prison, man. But, you know, people will go back and misconstrue and say this and say that. But nevertheless, that's the situation, which was no situation. I don't have no problem with Banky Pound whatsoever. None. Nada. Zilch. I have nothing but love, respect, admiration. I've seen that he did 30-something years, 33, 34 years or whatever. Came out, changed his life. He's doing big things. He's making a lot of money on YouTube. A lot of YouTubers don't like me saying that, but he's making a lot of money on YouTube. It is what it is. And I'm going to just leave it at that. They asked me about the second question was about the Jay-Z and P. Diddy situation. Jay-Z lawsuit. You know, about that whole situation with Jay-Z, we all knew it was coming. Yeah, Pat, get this idiot out of here. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Miss Pat. You know, I'm going to keep it all the way real with you all. Y'all hit that like button for me, though. Y'all want me to keep it real? Y'all want me to keep it real, man? Hit that like button for me. I think it's absolute bullshit as far as Jay-Z. When is enough enough? When is enough enough? There you go, KENZ, taking up for celebrities. I'm not taking up for anyone. You got something that allegedly happened in 2000, the year 2000. 13-year-old teenage child. She's at the awards show. I forgot which VH. I don't even remember what award show she was at. By herself. She got dropped off. She got dropped off at the awards show. Ended up with P. Diddy and Jay-Z. Even though it was the year 2000, they were huge stars back then. Huge stars. A1, A-list celebrities. The top of their game. They're in the back with her. Allegedly, supposedly, it was another female that was there. Some people were speculating it was J-Lo, and I don't think it was J-Lo because I don't think it was nobody there. I don't think it ever even happened. You 13 years old, and you fight off two dudes, them dudes are not little. Jay-Z and P. Diddy, them dudes are 6'3", 6'4". I say at least 6'3". You fight them off as a 13-year-old child. You run out. You run out. Other celebrities, other people's in the area. You run to the gas station. Call your daddy. Your daddy comes and picks you up. Do you know what I would do if my daughter called me at 13 years old? Do you know what I would do if my daughter called me at 45 years old and said that two dudes tried to grape her? Do you know what I would do? What's understood don't need to be explained. Because you all will probably do the same exact thing. Was never reported. Was never nothing. It never was mentioned ever. Now all of a sudden, you can't sleep at night. Now all of a sudden, you stressed out. You're hearing voices in your head. You go to an attorney. The same attorney that's responsible for suing all of these rich black. Yeah, we're going to make it a race thing for a second. I know a lot of y'all don't like but hey, a spade is a spade and it's never going to change. The same attorney out of Houston that's responsible for suing all these rich black athletes and entertainers, she goes to him. The same entertainer that put the same lawyer rather, that put the 800 number up. If P. Diddy has done anything to you, call this 800 number. That's the attorney that she goes to. She goes to the attorney. They don't go and file criminal charges. Nah, they don't do that. What they do is they send Jay-Z a demand letter. His attorneys a demand letter. Listen, give us these millions. We'll sign a what is it called? A non-disclosure act or whatever contract, whatever it's called. And we won't say anything. We won't go to the press. But if you don't, we're gonna go to the press. That sound like somebody that's been raped. Jay-Z said, man, I don't give a damn. Go to the press. I'm not giving you a red cent. I'm not giving you nothing. If you feel like that I did that to you, charge me with file a criminal complaint, not a civil complaint. If you feel like I really did that to you, file a criminal complaint. Prosecute me before you try to get a few million out of me. And just think about it. Jay-Z, 3, 4, 5 million, that's a drop in the bucket. That ain't nothing. But when you really, really think about it, when does it end? If I settle with her, then the next person's gonna come along. Same way when people seen the Diddy settle with Cassie. Oh, he gave her 30 million. Well, shoot, I was around Bad Boy. I was around Sean John. Yeah, he did this to me. He did that to me. I need 5 million, 5. But I settle for 1.5 today. It's never gonna stop. I appreciate y'all hitting that like button. Y'all continue to do so. So no, I don't think that Jay-Z did that. They don't. 13 years old, man. Next is going to be 9-year-olds. Then it's going to be, man, when I was 6, he did this. Like at some point, but see, these prosecutors are relentless, man. They don't care if you innocent or guilty. You know what they see? A rich, successful black man. And they're going to do whatever that they can do to try to take these individuals down. I'm quite sure that more individuals will come out with these false allegations. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to see the NFL distance themselves from Jay-Z. You're going to see Jay-Z lose sponsorships. You're going to see these things start to happen. And I just think that it's sad, man. It's sad that a woman can come out and literally 40 years later and say, this man did this to me and I was afraid to come forward. Now, don't get it twisted. That does happen. Let's not get it misconstrued. That does happen. But I think that it's happening. Now, when I say it does happen, meaning that there are women that have been victimized and they were just afraid to come out a long time ago. But I'm saying as far as right now, women seeing this, they're watching it. Shoot, man, she got a couple million. She got 600,000. I was an intern for Bad Boy Records or for Rockefeller Records. And I could say he touched me inappropriately. I was just afraid to come out. No proof, no evidence, no whatsoever. And it's sad, man. Does Diddy need to go in jail? Go to jail, go to prison? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And guess what? Some of you weirdos will be like, man, KENZ is saying free Diddy. And if I was, so the fuck what? My opinion is my opinion. If you don't like my opinion, that's your right not to like my opinion. But I feel the way that I feel. Perhaps I'm biased because I've been in the system. Perhaps I know a little bit more than you all that haven't been in the system because I know how they will overcharge you. Same way they did R. Kelly. R. Kelly, his black ass belonged in prison. But not for 30 years that he got. There wasn't no sex trafficking. These dudes is top-notch celebrities, man. You don't have to sex traffic, and you definitely don't have to grape anybody. But the other things they were doing, R. Kelly messing with underage girls, hell yeah, lock his ass up. Diddy beating women or whatever, lock his ass up. Hell yeah. But then when you get into overcharging people with things that football numbers, these is numbers to where these guys will never come home ever in life. Now, if they did it, then they did it. But a lot of them are just being overcharged. Bill Cosby, Michael Vick fighting dogs. That was a heinous crime. But he went to the feds, lost hundreds of millions of dollars, man. When is enough enough? I think that Jay-Z did the right thing. He tackled it, head on or whatever. He didn't avoid it. And we're gonna see what happens. Y'all can ask me questions in the kind. I know that I'm so far behind, but I had to address those. I'm gonna be addressing. I'm gonna go back through, and I see you, Miss Pat. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? I'm looking, but I'm so into my storytelling and answering the questions. The last thing that I see is, what does it say? Curtis says rap of Diddy. He slapped that B. Oh yeah, if I'm understanding you correctly. Diddy need to have his ass in jail. He's arrogant. He's a jerk. He's been getting over on people, beating people out of money, dogging people for years. So a lot of people, they don't feel sorry for him because they say, hey, it's just karma coming back. And I understand. I totally get it, man. A lot of people's not going to have any sympathy, any empathy for you. All the dirt that you've done over the years, you just getting what you get. I just don't agree with locking anybody up and not giving them a bond. I don't care unless you just seen somebody like just outright, just, I don't agree with that, man. You know how difficult it is to fight a case from a prison? You should be able to be out like anybody else and fight your case. If you get found guilty, you're going to go to jail. It's just what it is. Somebody had asked me about, I think it was Phantom, he had asked me about the Dante. What's up with me and Dante? I don't have any problems, once again, with Dante. Me and Dante cool. We speak on the phone on a regular basis. Dante and I have no issues. I don't have anything to do with Benjamin Mays. I'm going to get back to the Dante. He's a flight risk. How's he a flight risk, Benjamin? He came to New York. See, these are things that we weren't privy to. He came to New York knowing that they were going to arrest him, take him into custody. How's he a flight risk? It's not a flight risk. He might be now. I would be. I ain't going to lie. At this point. But if he was going to run, he could have been ran. Well, they took his passport, Nate, man. This dude got 800 million, man. Worth 800 million. You think he couldn't found a pallet somewhere? Hey, man, look, man, I'm going to give you 3 million, man. Fly me over here. A private pilot, he could have ran if he wanted to run, or at least attempted to run. He never did. They tricked him. They made him believe that if he turned himself in, that they were going to allow him to get out. They ran up on him. He didn't know that they were going to arrest him that night when they did arrest him. So guess what they say to make him look bad? Oh, man, he had drugs on him. The man was already, he's a user. You think he just all of a sudden just wasn't going to use drugs no more just because he was going to jail? He's probably going to use even more. So they use that to, Yana, we feel as though he doesn't need to have a bond because we found these drugs on him. Seriously? See, that's why I say you can't trust no police. You can't trust them dick suckers. You can't. In good faith, he came to New York to turn himself in. They arrested him the night before he was supposed to turn himself in. And he's probably not going to see the streets for a long, long time. He ain't getting no bond, which is obvious. The things that they were saying he did, Cassie did the same thing. I'm keeping it real, man. Y'all can get mad, whatever. Cassie did the same thing. Before any of this came out, she approached P. Diddy. I'm going to do a tell-all book. Give me 30 million and I'll sign whatever you want me to sign. And Diddy initially said no. But knowing what I know and all the dirt that they had on him, Diddy should have been did that shit. You know what I mean? Dante's in the building. What up, Dante? I was just telling the people, man, you my dog, we ain't never going to fall out over nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? I was just telling the people that. But when you say you would have been to China, I know you would have been to China. Dante is in the building, y'all. Dante from the Dante Show Network. But yeah, man, it's it's you know what I really think Diddy is gonna do. If I was Diddy, this is what I would do. If I was in his shoes, or if I was his legal team, I would say, listen, this is what I would do. Work on establishing some sort of relationship with Donald Trump, man. He's about to enter office. Work on getting a relationship established with Donald Trump. And hopefully in 4 years I can get a pardon. Trump can't touch him right now. Pause, double pause. But, hold on. Say hi to Taydon for me, please. Hey, Dante, Curtis said, what's up, man? Curtis is in the chat. He said, what's up, man? Arkansas is in the building, Little Rock. But, hey, Dante, I want to talk to you about LAMARK too, man. I want to talk to you about LAMARK, man. But yeah, I'll be trying to establish some sort of a relationship with Trump. And maybe when Trump's on his way out of office in 4 years, because you know he's going to leave bitter and mad, he might pardon you, man. Otherwise, man, you're going to have to lay down for at least 4 more years, Diddy. At least. That's what I would do. Just my personal assessment. Let me go back through and see some of these questions people have asked me, because I'm way, way, way behind. Who you talking about, Kane? Who got banned for life from the NFL? I'm behind, so I don't know exactly who you're speaking about. Yeah, Diddy finished. Yeah, Diddy, he's done, man. They're not trying to let Diddy out. Like I said, his best thing, man, you know, maybe you can kick Trump, you know, 30, 40, 50 million, but Trump's the billionaire already himself. But, you know, maybe on his way out the door, you have some sort of package, you know, developed or established for him, and you know, that's your only hope. Oh, Michael Vick, my bad. Well, Michael Vick didn't get banned from the NFL. He came back and played another 1, 2, 3. He played like another 5 years once he got out of prison, but it was never the same. Bet, Dante. I'll holler at you tomorrow, bro. Yeah, Michael Vick, he came back and he played, you know, he ended up coming back making another 70, 80 million, but he had so much debt, he had to pay all that money back from his other contracts and people suing him. And then his career was never the same. He was a backup, and, you know, he started his first couple years, but it was never the same. This man went to prison for fighting dogs. Again, I don't agree with fighting dogs. I don't agree with that. They're, you know, you shouldn't fight dogs. Now, what is up with these trolls, man? Like, this is crazy. It's all these weirdos. They'll ruin your whole life, man. I don't think Michael Vick should have went to prison for no 2 years and lost all that time that he lost. But again, that's just me being biased because I've been in the criminal system and I know exactly how they do you. I know exactly how they you can get caught with a small amount of something and they're gonna make it as though you get caught with a whole truckload of narcotics or whatever. So, you know, people can think what they want to think. Everybody's cool to have their own opinion. And I have my opinion just as well, man. That's okay, Miss Pat. I see you working, man. I appreciate it. I know it's lagging. It just kind of makes me laugh that people's on here really, really like they have nothing else to do. And they get a kick out of it by just trolling people. Hey, I like that. Y'all got them likes up. I appreciate it. Y'all can ask me anything you want to ask me. If I can catch up with your comments here. How many of y'all following this Lamarcus Moore thing. Any of y'all seen the Lamarcus? Actually, Lamark. I apologize. Lamar Moore. He's over on the Dante Show Network. And what up, Ned Diggers? He's over on the Dante Show Network, and he's explaining, he did a documentary all these years ago. And basically he was admitting to being a full-fledged booty bandit. And so, oh, Ned, I should have known by your name. You're a troll too. Yeah, Miss Pat. Ned Diggers. But yeah, Mark Moore has been on the Dante Show Network, and Dante's getting a lot of flack because people are saying, well, why is Dante protecting this guy? Why is Dante seemingly trying to get out to the public that this guy is not guilty of the things that he said that he did? Out of his mouth, he said it. He said, I was doing this in prison. I watched the documentary. See, I hadn't fully watched it when I made the first video. This guy, Mark Moore, Lamar Moore, came out and said on national TV that he graped somebody. And not only did he grape him, the other individual, his partner, his homeboy, they went back and forth taking turns. Why wouldn't the prison be sued for that? Why wouldn't the prison, think about it. I'm painting the pictures I so often do. You have a white dude. He could have been black, whatever. He could have been Chinese, Mexican, but this dude was a white dude. On this documentary, he says that two black dudes, Lamar Moore and another dude, raped him. They both had the sword of justices. One, I think, had it to his neck, and the other one to his eye. If you don't turn around and pull your britches down, I'm going to go, my grandmother used to say, pull your britches down. We're going to take you off this earth. I know a lot of that was scripted. It was a TV. It's for TV. I just don't know I don't know of any grown man. Y'all continue to hit that like button for me, please. I don't know of any grown man that would say I was messing with other men in prison, outside of prison, or whatever. I was graping other men. Oh, man, well, if I said it, man, they'd give me an opportunity to get out. Otherwise, I may never, or it's going to be a longer time before I get out. But you're saying you a blood. You saying that you affiliated with the Bloods. I'm not affiliated, never have been. I got a couple partners that are affiliated, but it's never been my thing. I've never tried to, we just cool. And they've always respected that about me. I got Bloods, Four Corner Hustlers. I got Vice Lords. I've never ever tried to join any of their organizations because I'm me, and there's no knock to them. It's just that's not what I wanted to do. But one thing for certain and two things for sure, what I do know is this: no organization is gonna give you permission to get on national TV and embarrass the organization and say, hey, I checked with my brothers. They said that it was cool, whatever, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that just so that I can get out early. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your everlasting mind? Mark comes across as a nice guy, and perhaps he is a nice guy now. See, we all get a little softer. A lot of us, we get a little softer. Pause, double pause. We get a little softer in age. Wisdom, things start to set in. But it still doesn't take away from what you did all those years ago. You said it out of your mouth. So if you said it out of your mouth, how do you expect anybody now to just be like, you know what? I know that I said this, but I was lying. So I've proven that I'm a liar. So now I need you all to believe me. It doesn't make sense, Mark. It doesn't make sense. I understand. I've seen the panel that Dante had to where you had several other individuals basically validating what you're saying. They never seen you do these things. They did plenty of time in the Department of Corrections in Alabama. They never heard of you in prison doing the most, doing the nasty with other dudes. I get it. But every time I watch that documentary and I see that poor white boy, man, and I don't remember his name, I see that poor young man, and he talks about both of y'all had knives. And it was either get stabbed in your eye and in your neck or turn around. Y'all would have had to stab me. I'd rather be unalived. I would rather be unalived than to let a booty bandit, 2 booty bandits, 3 booty bandits take my manhood. Unalive me. Unalive me. Ain't no way in hell I'm turning around. Ain't no way in hell I'm complying. Yeah, KENZ, it's easy to say that, man. I done been in the penitentiary, man. Like I said, I done been in, lions, tigers, goons, gorillas, birds. And I done been there. And it don't have to happen there. It happens in the county. It happens in camps. If a man is going to take me, try to take me, I'm going out swinging. There is no turn around and, oh, okay, if you promise. The fuck? Now after that, I don't know where they're going to live at after that. I don't know where they think they're going to live at after that, after it happens. Because it can't happen to anybody. Then what? What you think I'm going to do? Penitentiary, man, it's I talk about it all the time as far as it's a violent place. So from that documentary, youngsters should see that and they should be able to take something from it. Because it is a violent place. You have individuals that are there that are never going home. You got people that are going home, but they don't give a fuck. So you really, really have to watch yourself. And I'm going to go more and more in depth probably on tomorrow's video about this Lamar Moore guy. Fleece Johnson interviewed him. Shout out to Fleece Johnson. Hustle Spirit 502. KENZ, why you always shouting out Fleece Johnson? First of all, we from the same turf. He's from Louisville, Kentucky. I'm from Lexington, Kentucky. 502-859. We're about 70, 75 miles apart. I understand that Fleece did what he did when he was locked up. But Fleece then came home and changed his whole life. And he's transparent. He tells people what he did. He's not getting out there trying to mislead anybody and say, hey, man, I know that I said this, but I wasn't doing this. And I wasn't doing everything they said that I was doing, but I was doing some of the things that they and I said that I was doing, if it makes any sense to you. That part. So I respect Fleece for that, for his honesty. I was wrong. I was a kid when I first came in. I didn't know no better. I had to get it how I lived, off the grid. My family didn't even come and see me. I didn't have nobody sending me no money. I didn't feel loved. I'm not condoning it, but I'm translating how he felt. Now he's out. And he's helping kids. He's helping people. Just imagine if you did 41 years of your life. We ain't even counting his juvenile years. All the things that happened to Fleece. Fleece probably done been locked up 50 years out of his whole life. And he's in his 60s, 65, I think, 64, 65, 63, somewhere right around in there. The majority of his life, he's been locked up. Penitentiary is all that he knows. Violence and grapes and things that you see in the pen is all that he knows. I talked to Big Lee. That's his agent. It's the one that's always interviewing him. Big Lee hit me up on, once again, shout out to Big Lee, man. He hit me up on Thanksgiving. And, you know, we was chatting back and forth or whatever on the text. And I asked him, how Fleece doing? I've never talked to Fleece, but I've been in contact with Big Lee, you know, a few times. We're supposed to actually be doing an interview. He told me, KENZ, man, just come on up here, man, and I record on these certain days and we can make it happen. I'm gonna make that happen for you. I'm gonna do an interview with Fleece Johnson. But I asked him how was Fleece doing, and he was like, you know, Fleece is doing pretty well. Y'all continue to hit that like button for me, but he has a difficult time doing holidays. I never really asked why, you know, but he just said, you know, he's doing well, but just doing holidays, sometimes he gets kind of, you know, kind of down a little bit, maybe. I don't know. He didn't say down, but that's just kind of how I took it when he said he has difficult times. We can't lose track and focus that this man is a human being. We're all human beings. We've all made mistakes, maybe not as big of mistakes and heinous mistakes as others have made, but we have to keep in mind that we're human beings. We're gonna make mistakes. I've talked about it before a couple times. I used to DoorDash back in 2000 and I want to say maybe, I don't know, 15, somewhere right around in there. I used to actually, let's rewind that. I know we laugh, but guess what? I'm the only person that can rewind a laugh. I used to Uber. Uber account wasn't in my name. The young lady that I was with at the time, she would go out in Uber, and I refused to let her go out at night. 10:30, 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, Ubering. So I would go with her. Ultimately, she ended up getting, I guess, fired from Uber because too many people were reporting that, well, there was another individual in the car and there's not supposed to be anyone else in the car. You weirdo, it's 2:30 in the morning. You got 3 dudes, man, in the car. You think I'm gonna let my woman just go out there and be by herself in the car? You damn right I was in the car. And we had that get wrong. And so I would have dudes that would, hey, brother, let me talk to you. Because, you know, I guess I'm a approachable type person. People feel you out and you know, see what your personality is or whatever. Hey, brother, let me talk to you. Married men, business suits. They're in town for 2 or 3 days for a conference, for business meetings. And, you know, they're at the Marriott and the Embassy Suites and the, you know, the high dollar hotels. They pull me to the side. Hey, brother, you know of any good escort services around here? Blatantly see the married that they're married, and even if they didn't have a ring on, that don't mean anything. Because guess what? They probably took it off. But there's no reason to take it off. They're, you know, hundreds and maybe thousands of miles away from home. They don't know, so they want me. I look cool. I've had people asking me to hook them up with drugs, with all type of stuff. Man, I don't know you, man. Plus, I don't indulge in any of that sort of behavior. Hold on, 2015, was I indulging still? I don't think I was. Yeah, I probably was, you know, semi. If it was worth my while that I figured, I probably would have, maybe. But not with just a complete stranger. I had dudes outright ask me, man, hey, listen, bro, I hope you don't judge me or anything, man, but hey, man, you any good transsexuals around here? No, I don't. Oh man, I just got a thing for him, man. You got a whole family at home. Kids, wife. They will have no clue what you're doing because you're way, way, way across the country on a business meeting. So you can't really just judge anybody because we all have our transgressions. We all have our dirt that we do. Some of us get caught, some of us don't get caught. That's just what it is. I'm going to be starting, I'm going to start to tell these stories. I touched upon it earlier. I'm going to start to tell these stories. These true crime stories. And it's going to bring a lot of, I guess you could say, reality to light. These is true stories. My stories are true, but they're to a minimum. I only have so many stories to tell you all. Rather it be me personally that I was involved with, or other individuals that have done some things and I have firsthand knowledge of them. So I'm gonna start this true crime series, and I'm gonna just narrate it in my own way. But I'm gonna tell these stories that have truly happened, and they will blow your mind. I'm just trying to figure out the format in which I'm gonna do it in, but I'm definitely gonna do it. I'm not sure what's going on, Miss Pat, but I'm not getting any more. I'm not seeing any more chats whatsoever. I don't know. Maybe no one's saying anything, but nevertheless, I'm gonna be bringing that to you all real soon. Anything else y'all want to, touch upon while I'm here? I'm saying we didn't talk about Diddy. We didn't talk about Jay-Z. We didn't talk about Banky Pound. We didn't talk about Dante from the Dante Show Network. We didn't talk about Lamar Moore. We didn't talk about Fleece Johnson. Anything y'all want to talk about? I'm here. I'm subject to be on this thing for another 2 hours, but then again, I'm subject to be gone in 2 minutes. See, Miss Pat does not know how to keep it professional, you all. Let's talk about you coming to H-Town. Okay. What you got on, Miss Pat? Let's talk. What you wearing right now, Miss Pat? We're going to turn the Real KENZ TV live into Pornhub. What you got on? Respectfully, though, everything that I come to you with is respectfully. Jammies. Not if I come to H-Town. Good loving body, rocking, knocking boots all night long. Oh, man. It's crazy. What's up with the truck drivers, man? What y'all doing tonight? Y'all out there getting that money, y'all grinding? A lot of times people don't know I'm going live, so they always hit me. I get so many comments. Oh, KENZ, I missed you, man. I didn't know you was going to live. I didn't know that you was. That's my fault. You know what I'm saying? That's my fault. Beast mode. Talk about some of the bonds made in prison. Friendships. I said respectfully, Miss Pat. But man, you meet some real good people in prison. And actually, somebody wanted me to talk about the holidays in prison, and I'm gonna address that after I address your question, Beast Mode. Man, you meet some real good people in prison, man. A lot of times people think there was an individual named Paul Harvey. Most people don't know who Paul Harvey is. I'm not gonna say most, but most young people rather don't know. If you don't know, Google him. But he made a statement one time, and he said that if you want to see the real true scum of the earth, go to a prison or a jail break room during lunchtime. Let that sink in. Go to a prison or a jail break room during lunchtime. He was speaking of the COs. Now, I don't totally agree, because you have some really genuine, like, you got some people that are in jail that are just there to get their money. They're not trying to make anybody's time harder. They're not trying to. I appreciate that beast mode. I really do. Said he watches every night while he's at work, and I appreciate that. You got a lot of COs, man, that are just there to get their money, not make your life harder, and go home. But then you got a lot of them that are overzealous. They punks. They bitch ass motherfuckers. And they would try to do anything that they can possibly do to make your time as hard as it can possibly be. Pause. And so, with that being said, the inmates are not necessarily the ones that you have to look out for inmates, because there's some scandalous inmates as well. But you meet some good people. The problem is with that is you meet good people that are sober. Not everybody uses drugs or alcohol, but a lot do. So if I meet you and you sober and everything's cool, and I see the realness in you, 9.8 times out of 10 when you get out, you're gonna resort back to what you was doing. So now that other side comes out, and I'm thinking we cool because I'm remembering how cool we were in prison. Next thing I know, I'm robbed. So, hello, Miss Mesmerized. I appreciate that. Cleveland's in the building. I definitely appreciate that. Thank you. The first one of the night, and I appreciate you. But yeah, you got these guys, and I told this story the other night. I did a video and I did a audio. I think it was Sunday night. I did an audio. I didn't even show my face. And I talked about two individuals that met in prison. Two individuals that met in prison that went on to have a friendship outside of prison. You got one dude, he was the plug. I referred to him as the plug. The other dude, I don't even remember, Dave, I think that's what I called him, because I never really used, these are true stories. I can't just be using real people's names. Come on, KENZ, you need to give us the real names. What? Are you crazy? I got to walk these streets, man. I'm some dumb. I'm not plumb dumb. I ain't going around here using real people's names, man. Fuck out of here. How to Italian. The fuck out of here, man. But nevertheless, Dave, he was plotting to rob the plug all along. Dave got out of the plug got out of jail. Now, when I say the plug, meaning that he had all the work. He had a plug, like he was supplying the streets. He had a big connect. And so based upon the connect that he had, he was the plug to the individuals in the streets. And so he had that. He was doing that. He was out like a year prior to Dave getting out. By the time Dave got out, man, the plug, man, he had plenty of money. He done built his money all the way back up. He's rich. He's looking out for Dave. Dave gets on his feet. Dave got money. But it wasn't enough. You see, Dave wanted the bread that the plug had. Even though Dave already was sitting on 100,000, 150,000, whatever, it wasn't enough. Now I want your spot. He continued to buy more and more, because the first couple of times it was on the plug. Next time, okay, you come to me or whatever, bring your money, but I'm gonna leave you room, which basically means I'm not gonna charge you what I charge everybody else. I'm gonna allow you to, make your money, make more money. I want to see you win. I want to see you eat. Trusted him so much he knew exactly where he lived at. Orders start to get larger and larger every single time. Dave would come back to him. He sells out whatever that he bought from the plug or whatever. He comes back to him. This one particular night, the plug had a couple people. It was 3 people, I believe. from out of town. They came down to kick it with him or whatever. Dave's not even knowing that there's other individuals in the house. He goes over. He tells him he needs 2 of them things, 2 of them birds. It's a big order. I would imagine that the plug kind of looked at it like, damn, you want 2 of them, you? But we've established this bond. We've established this friendship, this business relationship. I seen that you getting your money, you making bread, so guess what? No problem. No problem whatsoever, man. He goes and gets it. I'll be right back. He goes and gets 2 of them things. Palms in the kitchen. Mom's itching. Quarter pound on the chicken. Hoping that the federales don't raid. All a nigga want to do is get paid. I know I messed up the words, but it's been a long time since I heard it. But nevertheless, he went and got what he had to get, wraps it up, brings it back. Dave's supposed to give him X amount of dollars. I would imagine it's somewhere within the $40,000 range, $35,000, $40,000 range or whatever. He shows he got the money. I got the bread. He comes back. Exchange was supposed to happen. Get it out. Yeah, Dave, it was all a setup. It was all a plot. Get it out. What do you mean get it out, man? Get it out. Matter of fact, I want this and everything else that you got up in there. Money, everything. Plug's like, what? Ho, bro. Man, I thought me and you was better than this, man. Get it out. I'm not trying to hear none of that. Get it out. They went back and forth, tussled. I wasn't there, obviously. But from all accounts and from what I know, the plug wrestled with him, tried to grab the, they wrestling over the gun like you see on TV. Bow, 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 bow. They blasted him several times. The other individuals that's sitting in the other room, music is playing, they drinking or whatever, but they, obviously you hear it. Neighbors hear it, everybody hears it. They've got a cannon on him. Clint Eastwood. He wants to leave, but it's like, man, these 3 individuals, they all see my face. He ain't had no mask on, so guess what? All 3 of them got the business, man. No disrespect whatsoever to the family. All 3 of them got murked. Had absolutely nothing to do with what went on in that house or prior to that that night between these 2 individuals. Wrong place, wrong time. All 3 of them got murked. It was so sad because the little girl was on the news and she was like, my daddy, man, and my daddy's all I had. She was a little girl, man. I miss my daddy. I cannot believe. I don't know after that point if he definitely took what dude brought him. I don't know if he went back into where he seen dude go in and grab. I would imagine he went and grabbed everything that he could possibly find. Then again, he might not have, because you have to know that the police is coming. Shots is loud. You can't be there when the police, pull up. Man, I don't even think dude made it past that night, or definitely the next night or 2. They picked him up. He's doing a life sentence right now, man. What up, JP? My dog. Miss Pat been holding us down. But yeah, it's just one of those things to where you do meet good people in the penitentiary, but you meet good people everywhere. So I try not to really just look at it like, okay, well, I'm meeting you, but you're in prison. Okay, well, I mean, I meet you on the streets, but that don't mean that you're any better. You meet some very, very good people in prison, man. I'm friends right now with some people that I met many years ago in prison. They ain't never crossed me. I ain't never crossed them. And we're cool to this day. To this day, we're still cool. But you do have to be mindful, because there are some savages in there, and they will get you. Any opportunity that they have to get you, they definitely can get you. Just be mindful. Use good judgment. Don't give too much out. Too much information. I've seen dudes befriend you, act like they cool. Your girl's writing you, your wife is writing you, or whatever. Guess what they do? They stealing the address off the corner of your mail, writing your girl, trying to get the phone number, calling your girl. Yeah, man, it's dog eat dog in prison, man. Because you got dudes that's in there that don't have nothing. You got dudes that's in there that don't have nobody visiting, writing, none of that. So they wake up every day trying to figure out how I'm going to come up, how I'm going to eat. You got a commissary in prison that sells a lot of the things that they sell out here on these streets. What up, Ben Williamson? London, UK's in the building. Appreciate you. Salute. UK is in the building. We're reaching the UK, man. London is in the house. You got people, man, that you just really, really have to be mindful and just watch. That's why you never really tell nobody your time in prison. You got this dude that got 40 years. He got to do 85%. You know, you going to go home. You going to go for parole. You got 5-6 years. He may decide one day, you know what? You not going home today. So they'll try to, you know, start something with you. Y'all continue to hit that like button for me. I appreciate it. They'll try to, you know, do whatever that they can do to make sure that you catch a write-up, or you go and get that sword of justice, or you go because they don't want you to go home. You got a 6-7 year sentence. State of Kentucky, you only do, well, I ain't gonna say only, because you're in prison, and any time that you do should be looked upon as serious. But if you do let's just say you got a 7-year sentence in the state of Kentucky, you're gonna do 17 months before you go up for parole. Even if the parole board says we're not letting you out, serve the rest of your time. You stay out of trouble, take a couple classes. You do another, what's 17 months? About 1.5 years. You do another 1.5 years with some classes and staying out of trouble, you gone home in less than half the time that you receive, because it's non-violent. To other states like I think Ohio, Indiana, they don't have parole, or they do 50% of their time. In Kentucky, you do 15 to 20% of your time. And if it's violent, if it's like violent, then you're gonna do 85%. So you really, really gotta watch it. Fat Trill. You know what? I think a lot of times, you know, I'm gonna keep it real with you. A lot of times in my videos, people think that I'm bigger than what I really am. Like, I post pictures sometimes, or like on my Facebook page or whatever, and because I'm usually wearing like a hoodie, I'm usually wearing, now don't get me wrong, I picked up some weight. I ain't been in the gym for real. I ain't been in the gym in a good, last time I really, really worked out like that was probably 4.5 years ago. But I'm not like just sloppy with it. I'm not, you know, it's just sometimes I just think that I look bigger in the videos or whatever. So I'll post some pictures showing people like I'm not really sloppy like that or whatever. You know what I mean? JP was, man, I don't want to talk about the Cowboys. I will though. Stephen A. Smith said it, and I said it earlier in the live. Whatever could go wrong will. Had a perfect opportunity to win that game last night. And what happened? You seen it. I'm just disgusted. Utterly watch your mouth, Pat Watson. I'll jump on this red eye right now. And I will come to Houston. You say one more word, Pat Watson. Cause your Houston, what is it? The Oilers? Is it the Houston Oilers? Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. It's not the Oilers any longer. They're not looking much better. I did, JP. I thought we was back. I thought Dallas last week. I thought we was back. Like I said, we had a chance. We should have won that game last night. Run the clock out, milk the clock, Get in field goal range, kick a field goal, and it's over with. Texans. Yeah, that's what it is. The Texans. I couldn't even remember. I thought it was still the Oilers. Ah, man, it's crazy. I'm having fun with y'all. You know what, man? I really, I'm glad that I went live, and I need to start going live more because you all just don't know. You all just don't know that when y'all leave me these comments, even the comments that people are not agreeing with me, I have some people that jump on my in the comments and they be like, hey, KENZ, I rock with you, bro, but I don't agree. You wrong right there. Like, I don't mind it. I'm not looking for yes people to be around me, to surround me. JP, I was just talking about Miss Pat earlier, to where I was getting ready to get myself into some foolery that I didn't really need to, involving, Banky Pound and Dante or whatever. It wasn't anything, just something that got the views up. Maybe it wouldn't have. And she hit me up and, man, don't do that. No, don't do that. You don't need to do that. I know that you will get views. I know that, but no, that's not what you for. You positivity. You like a breath of fresh air or whatever, and stay in your lane and do what you do, and your numbers are gonna come eventually. They may come on a turtle, but that's okay. The turtle don't always lose the race. But I would advise you not to do these things. And I'm going back and forth with her. I feel like I was talking to my mama or something, just the demeanor, that she had. And that's the reason, JP, that I took the video down. I left it up for about 5 minutes, and I sit there and I thought about it. And I said, you know what? Miss Pat's right, man. First, Dante called me. He called me on the phone. And then, we talk. We always talk, though. I mean, Dante, we're going to talk a couple times a week at least. He called me. Miss Pat, I talked to her, or, corresponding with her. And the video was doing great numbers. I said, you know what, man? They right. And I took it down. Because a lot of times people don't understand that. They think that you're really beefing. Now, some people probably really are. Don't get it misconstrued. But, like, this YouTube streets is kind of like wrestling. So when you see 2 YouTubers going at it, or 3 or 4 YouTubers going at it, it's all a plan, a plot. A lot of times, it's like wrestling. It's not even real, man. Nobody really has real beef with each other for real, for real. Now, I'm figuratively speaking when I say nobody. Too Fly, yeah, you can ask me anything you want to ask me. JP says, haha, yeah, I knew he did, because he had made a video responding to it. But I see I don't rock. But Dante, he took his video down and I took mine down. I really didn't want to take it down. But I got to thinking about some things and I said, you know what? Let me take it down, because how can I be on here preaching positivity, but yet I'm going back and forth, even though it wasn't anything that was ever gonna turn into anything. But it's a misconception, because people really believe sometimes that, like, I don't like Dante and Dante don't like me. Man, me and Dante, double pause, man, we done been on the phone, not often like that, but I'm saying, well, we're on the phone often, but like, man, me and Dante done been on the phone 3-4 hours at a time before. Just, you know how it is, you talking to somebody, you just look up and time done pass, laughing and joking, and man, that dude's a real dude, man. It's just the thing about Dante, a lot of people don't know, he's a character, and he tells you that he's a character. Dante's raising like 6 boys, and I hope he don't get mad for me telling y'all. He's raising like 6 boys, him and his wife. They have custody of, they all in the house. I hear him as a father. I hear him as a disciplinarian. I hear him, y'all cut that game off. I done told y'all. Don't let me tell you again. I know that he gets up early in the morning, takes his kids to school, picks them up from school. See, these are all the things, because we look at him, and I get it, because that's the image that we portray and that we put out there. But you all don't know the other side, that this guy is an entertainer, and he tells you, I'm an entertainer. I'm doing this to eat. I'm doing this to feed my family, man. Yeah, I want to entertain you all just as well. It's no difference from you all going to the movies, watching Denzel or Scarface, or You know, whoever your favorite actor is, what's the difference? That's his approach. I'm never going to knock him. I can't knock him. It's just not my approach. My approach is I bring you all. My approach is my approach. Put it that way. You know what I mean? Atlanta, Georgia's in the building. 404. How old are you, Carrie? Is that Carrie Antoine? How old are you? I'm only asking because I want to know if you know anything about Freaknique. I went to Freaknique at 95, 96. Miss Pat, you ever been to Freaknique? Huh, Miss Pat? Keep it real. Why does he act like he don't know you so whatsoever? He was just in the live. Maybe, I don't know, 30 minutes ago. Like I said, it's all sometimes when you see certain things, it's like wrestling on TV. One time when I was a little kid, man, I never will forget. And they used to bring wrestling down here to Lexington, Rupp Arena. Now, this is back in the day to where before wrestling really, really took off at Jerry the King Lawler, Superstar Bill Dundee, and you had the Moondogs. They were all in one car together. I was in the car. Obviously, I wasn't old enough to drive, but I was in the car with my mom, and we put up to the light, and we pulled up to these four wrestlers that I just mentioned. And I'm looking, and I guess they seen me, the amazing look that I had in my eyes, like, because they were supposed to wrestle each other. Jerry Lawler and Superstar Bill Dundee were teammates, and they were supposed teammates, whatever you want to. They were partners, and they were supposed to wrestle the Moondogs. They all in the car together, laughing, listening to music. And I'm at the light, and I looked over with a look of concern, like, what are they doing in the car together? I'm a kid. I'm thinking this wrestling shit is really real. They seen me, and they seen the concerned look on my face, and they started fighting in the car. I never will forget that. They started to fight in the car. And so it was just like, wow. But it's all entertainment. Not all of it, but a lot of it is entertainment. Dante knows who I am, and I'm letting the beans out of it. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? He knows who I am. I know who he is. We've been locked up together. We talk all the damn time. But if anything ever pops up again, he'll be like, I don't know this dude. But he was just clearly in the chat and was like, hey, man, call me tomorrow. Much love. It's entertainment, man. There's no beef. There's none. It's for you all. If you're at work, you're bored, you need something to do. Like me, every night when I go to sleep, I listen to YouTube. Every night I listen to YouTube, and I'm listening to somebody that's going to entertain me. You know what I mean? It's going to stimulate my my mind. Pause. What up, James Miller? I appreciate that, man. Shout out to you, man. Nothing but love. I was born in 68. I remember Saturday morning wrestling back in the day. Absolutely. It wasn't nothing like waking up. See, when I came up, we didn't have no cable. So I had to catch the wrestling in Memphis, Tennessee, brother. I had the wrestling with Jerry the King Lawler, the Superstar Bill Dundee. You had the Moondogs. You had Coco Beware. You had the fabulous ones, Steve Kern and Stan Lane. You had the announcers, was Dave Brown and Lance Russell. You had that's the wrestling that I came up on. Now, if I went on my grandmother's house or somebody's house and I got to see NWA that came on the Superstation, TBS, or was it TNT? I think it was the Superstation, TBS, whichever one it was, at 7:05. You see Ric Flair, the Four Horsemen, Rock and Roll Express, the Road Warriors, Dusty Rhodes. You see all of them. Tony, let me tell you something, Tony Schiavone. You see all them guys at 7:05, but you had to have cable. I ain't have cable. WWF wasn't really, it was there, but it wasn't really as prevalent as it is. I don't know what that shit is now. So yeah, wrestling, man, back in the day, you couldn't tell me wrestling wasn't real. What's up, Miss Deborah? Chi-Town. Hello. How you doing? Wendy Williams, how you doing? I appreciate you chiming in, Miss Deborah Townsend. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Dante's my dog, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. That dude is a good dude, man. For real. I know you all see his videos. I know you all feel as though he does certain things, but he'll tell you, I'm about this money, man. I'm a businessman, and I'm about this money. We talk all the time. I might call him, hey, Dante, hey, man, send me $25. What the fuck? Send you $25? I might be like, hey, Dante, I got to kill a video, man. I need a thumbnail because I got to get my thumbnail game up. If I get my thumbnail game up, my views will probably go through the roof. I just haven't really taken the time to really, but I'm going to, though. See, the thing about it is, a lot of the things that I do is on my phone. I don't got time to be pulling out no laptop and all that, but I need to make time and learn how to really do really nice thumbnails. If I do it like Jay Williams, man, shout out to the boy Jay Williams, or Dante, I get my thumbnails up, it's to the roof. It's No Limit Records. I want to talk about that too. So yeah, I'm having so much fun with you all, man. Nakia really says I have thumbnails that you can get up. What the fuck? Go get the money. Go get the money. Go get the money. Nakia. No, I'm not 5'11", but let me tell it, I am 5'11". Everybody's 5'11" in my eyes. James Miller, did you ever go to Wednesday nights at Louisville Garden? No, I'm from Lexington. So we would go to Rupp Arena. I never been to Louisville to wrestling. But we, you know what I mean? In Lexington. Go get the money. Go get the money. I was supposed to be talking about something. But hell. Miss Deborah Townsend says, KENZ, you're going to get there because you're a grinder. You be grinding hard. Yeah. I was saying earlier, I know you just got on here. I'm about to start my true crime series, to where I'm telling true crime stories. Maybe I got it off First 48. Maybe I got it off of Fatal Attraction. Maybe I got it off. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to get it from. But all I do know is that I'm going to give my own rendition, if you will, of the story, and I'm going to just narrate the story. So I'm going to start bringing you all a couple videos a day, because eventually, hopefully within the next 6 months, I'm ready to tackle this thing full time. No job. This will be my job. So I don't want to make it like having a job is bad or whatever. This will be my job. I'll just be working for myself, LLC and all of that. Because I really want to bring you all way more material than what I bring you. But the thing about it, I tell people like this. Y'all hit that like button for me, please. Hit the motherfucking like button. Respectfully. It's crazy because when you're a content creator, it's like, it seems so easy. Like, all you got to do is just make videos. That's all you got to do is just make videos. But the thing about it is, you just got some days you don't feel like making a video. Same way you may not feel like going to work some days. Some days you're an athlete, you don't feel like, working out, which is all work. But certain days, man, I don't feel like being in front of the camera. I don't. Because you have to exert a certain energy. If I'm down, you all not going to really be feeling me. You're going to turn the camera off and, man, I'll catch him on another day, another video. So I have to bring that positive energy, and every day I'm not feeling positive. I'm a human being just like everybody else. There's certain days I'm just like, man, the fuck, man. Life's not necessarily going the way that I want it to go. Thinking about all the years that I wasted being locked up. Thinking about me and Miss Pat, we could have been married years ago. Several kids. You know, I think about these things and it's just like, in addition to everything else that goes on in life that you just deal with. So just imagine when you have these things that are in your mind, it's like sometimes the last thing you're really thinking about doing is doing a video. A lot of people ask Jay Williams, man, where you been at? Jay Williams makes a lot of money, man. Sorry, Jay, but you know. But it just goes to show how he's not doing it for money, because if he was, he'd be dropping a video. I mean, if I was Jay Williams, man, the crowd, the audience that I have, do you all realize this man could be dropping a video every day, at least 3-4 times a week? But it's not about the money, man. It's not about the money. It's about finding solace in your life. It's about, you know, finding a balance to where you're happy. Maybe in your 20s, your early 30s about the money, but in your 40s and you start to realize, like, man, life is, statistically, I'm over halfway done. My life is, tomorrow's not promised. So that's why I said statistically. He don't make no $50,000 a week, but I wouldn't be surprised if he makes that a month. And if he didn't, he very easily could. He very easily could. What's up, Marvin? Happy holidays to you just as well. But see, it's not about the money. A lot of you all that don't have a YouTube channel, you don't understand how YouTube really works, and I get it. I get it. But if you did understand, then you would really understand. You have advertisers that pay to advertise on your channel. So people were like, the other day, dude was like, man, you dropped a fire video, but they had like 15 ads. The video was like an hour and 10 minutes. I don't control that. I don't control the ads that are dropped in my video. You got to realize YouTube, they're trying to make their money as well. So advertisers are paying YouTube to advertise. So they're going to drop them on your channels, give us very little money of what they're really, really making. We get pennies on the dollar compared to what YouTube is really, really making. So it's all a business, you know, it's a business. And I keep that in mind. So the days that I don't feel like getting on camera, I know that it's a business, but it's not just that it's a business. It's, how can I put it? Because I don't never want to come across as cocky. Press 730 says I'm 8 minutes behind. Y'all bear with me. I don't know. I can't really respectful. I don't control the internet. I don't know. But Dante makes 11,000 a week. Probably every 2 weeks. But the thing about it is, you just deal with stuff. I deal with stuff every day. And when I jump on here and when I see people that deal with things just as well, and we can kind of correspond, and you all's comments help me out so much. I read them. It's just getting to the point now and I can't respond to every, and I knew it was going to get to that. And I hated it. I hate it now. I can't respond to every comment at this point. I mean, I probably could, but you know, it would take like hours. And I give hours. Don't get me wrong. I give hours. But I read those comments and you know, you got your trolls. I even laugh at them sometimes, you know. But you just deal with things in life and just jumping in front of a camera. That's why you always wear sunglasses or whatever. And because sometimes it's just, I don't know, I think it's just an identity that I've taken on or whatever. I do it on my YouTube channel. Well, my Facebook channel, my bad. I got problems just like everybody else has problems. I may get on here and laugh and joke. A lot of times, this is my therapy. Once again, it's on back at you. One more again, Real KENZ TV in the house like kitchen sinks. That's my therapy. It really is. Because I know that I'm helping somebody. Somebody needs to hear what I'm speaking about that day. There is a message. That's why I always leaning into my video. There is a message. Because I know that somebody, somewhere in this world needs to hear that. Don't know who, don't know where. Don't know how many people, but I know that I try to bring a positive message, and hopefully everybody can help each other along. That's real talk, man. I wear this hoodie very often, man. My nephew. You know what I'm saying? And I've told the story. I may tell it again. Forever 21. He's 21 years old. A couple of days after, well, wasn't necessarily a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks after he turned 21, his mother was at the store. It was Christmas time. You all didn't know that, but it was Christmas time. And, you know, maybe about a week before Christmas, 2 weeks prior was his birthday. They had a celebration or whatever. My little, you know, he was my little nephew. He was out in the streets. He was doing his thing. He was doing his thug thizzle. I can't, you know, I got to keep it real, respectfully. He was doing his thing in the streets. And he's at the house. And my sister, as I mentioned, she's at the store. She's shopping or whatever. And week before Christmas, act as though this is your kids, your son, your daughter. Put you in this mind frame briefly. Obviously, I wouldn't want anything like that to ever happen to anyone, any of you all, anyone, period. I get shook up every time I talk about it. And she's at the counter and she has all the things that she's purchasing for him and, you know, her other two daughters. You know, you have extended hours during Christmas time, so it may have been 9:30. I don't remember exactly what time, and she gets a call. My cousin calls her and was like, "You need to come home." And she was like, "Well, I'm at the store and I'm trying to go through the checkout." You know, you need to drop all of that and come home now. You need to get home now. She knows that something is not right. After all, he would never call her and be like, drop everything and get home now. She's rushing home. She leaves everything on the counter. She runs out of the store. I think he ends up telling her, like, you know, Devin. That's his name, Devin. So it says Dusky. Called him Dusky. He's been shot. She rushes home, and when she gets there, her house, her house is yellow tape everywhere. She's trying to get to the door. She's trying to go, but the police is stopping her. They won't allow her to go into her own home. This shirt. It was kind of like a nightmare scene from a movie. Police is holding her back. They allow her to go through the back. She goes through the back door. And when she goes through the back door, they're stopping her. They don't want her to go into the house. He just turned 21. And again, he was doing his thing in the streets just as well. So I don't want to, you know, I get it. She's eventually able to go into the house, and she sees her 21-year-old son laid out in the front foyer of the door, like when you first come into the front door of the house, and his blood splattered all over the wall, man. He's laying there. In her own house, her own home, your safe haven. Breathless. Dead. She has to see this. See, while she was at the store doing Christmas shopping for him, and they had a disagreement earlier that day. And so their last words weren't the most polite words to each other. You know, she left the house and she was mad about some things that he was supposed to be doing, that he wasn't handling, that he was supposed to be handling. And she left, but despite that, she was still out Christmas shopping for him. Excuse me. And so as time went on, we found out that he was at the door. He was in the house. He was on house arrest. As I mentioned, he was in the streets just as well. He was on house arrest, and someone came to the door. Apparently, he knew that this individual was coming to the door. It was a young lady. He's standing at the door. He don't have a shirt on. He just got his shorts on or whatever. So he's standing at the door and he's talking to her. He never would have opened the door for anybody else. He's standing there. He's talking to her. They laughing. They joking. But there was another individual that was on the side of the house that he didn't even know that was present. The other individual comes to the door, but when he comes to the door, I guess Devin knew who he was, so he didn't feel like uncomfortable. And he came to the door, the other individual, and fired on Devin, shot him. He caught him like in his neck. That's why the blood splattered on the walls, and he runs off. As he runs off, the girl is just standing there. She's trying to get him up. Devin, get up. Please get up. Yeah, I was going to say, Miss Pat, my eyes have been closed, but I looked up and I seen that you, I'm like, Pat Watson, you knocked Deborah off the... But he runs off and he's telling the girl, come on. She's, Devin, get up. Please, Devin, get up. Please, get up. Come on, let's go. Eventually, the girl runs off. Police is called. 2 other people in the house. You got Devin's sister. She was downstairs, and there was a big house. She's downstairs in the basement. My sister's so kind. Devin's best friend, he was staying there for a while. He was having some trouble, whatever, so he was upstairs. Nobody heard nothing. Some neighbors called the police or whatever. My sister had a Ring doorbell, but something was wrong with the Ring doorbell. I don't know if it's the battery. I don't know. Something was going on with the internet. Something to where it didn't capture everything. So they had to get this surveillance from the neighbors. Took a while. Every time my sister would call the police or whatever. It's an ongoing investigation, ma'am. She on and on. Second time the house had been shot up again. He wasn't no saint. They ended up finding a suspect or whatever. They made the arrest, and as of right now, he's in the county jail. And this dude that was alleged to have done these things, if this was him, allegedly, that he just unalived another person that same day, earlier that day. So as of right now, he's in the county and he's, waiting trial. I get a little emotional because not only do I think about her and her son, that there's so much more. There's so much more that has taken place with this situation and her, and dealing with just the personal side that I would never bring up. And then her health is not the best of, like, it's just like I feel for her and I look at her every day. And she never complains. She's in and out of the hospital. Beautiful. If I showed a picture of her, you'd be like, wow. Beautiful person. And she deals with so much. That's why I try to really never really complain. Because when you think that you're really dealing with something in life, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you're not. I'm not dismissing. I'm not saying that because someone else is you know, possibly dealing with more than what you're dealing with or whatever, that your problems are not significant. Not saying that. But if you all knew what she deals with in and out of the hospital, something that could take her off of this earth. She has 2 other daughters. One of them is having some, you know, some things have happened or whatever. You'd be like, wow, such a strong young lady. I don't even know how I really even, I don't know. I guess when I said the reason that I'm, you know, I got like 5 or 6 of these hoodies. A couple of different colors. I got some black ones too, but I rock these hoodies on a regular basis, man, because, you know, it's in representation, you know, of Devin, Dusky, Forever 21. He had just turned 21. 2 weeks later. It's no longer with us. Imagine burying your child a couple days before Christmas. Christmas supposed to be a happy time, celebration, holidays, and imagine burying your child, even though he was 21, he's still your child. I don't care if he's 41, but imagine burying your 21-year-old son a couple days before Christmas. This was 3 years ago. I'm gonna say 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago. It really makes me sick, man. It really makes me sick that I see that a lot of these people, these youngsters, but it's not just youngsters, because you got these weirdo older dudes that are out here trying to be young and wearing their pants all down off their butt, and they're trying to be more young than the young dudes are trying to be young, because the young dudes are young, so they're just going off of what they naturally know. But when you have these people that are out here and just shooting at people for no reason, or for something very, very minute that doesn't even need to be, like, there's other people involved, man. There's other people that when you shooting, bullets have no eyes. There was a dude a few years ago, man. His grandmother was 80 years old, maybe 81, 82, but I know she was at least 80. She's getting out of her car to go into the house and got caught in a crossfire. Some idiots in broad daylight shooting at each other. What up, Billy Bobs? And she ends up getting 80 years old. Matter of fact, it was dude's mother. So she's somebody's grandmother, but she was dude's mother that I personally know. Set of twins. I personally grew up with these dudes. She gets hit in the crossfire, man. Broad daylight. Didn't have anything to do with anything. Was just walking into the house, man. You got these young dudes, man, and just people, just period. Not all young dudes. I know some of you young dudes have some sense. Some of you older dudes don't have any sense. And the only thing they're going to say is, man, it is what it is. It wasn't meant for them. It wasn't meant for that person. Google it. Every story that I tell you, all can Google. Lexington, Kentucky. It was some years ago, 3 or 4 years. It wasn't that many years ago. 3 or 4 years ago. 80-year-old woman gets gunned down. It was on the east side of Kentucky. Lexington. And you got these dudes, man, that only thing they're gonna say is, man, it wasn't meant for this person, man. They don't give a fuck. Because they're gonna get high off whatever they getting high. They gonna drink. They gonna do all of those things to the sorrow and the pain that they really feel inside to make it go away. But when they in the penitentiary, guess what? That's when it really hits them. When you're in a penitentiary and you got 40 years on a plea deal, you got to do 85% of that time. You're 24 years old. You got to do 85. That's the best deal you can get. Otherwise, you'll never have a chance of getting out. So you got to take a 40-year plea deal, 85%. Let's do the math. 34 years is 85% of 40 years. Well, 34 years in the state of Kentucky, the most time, unless you have a life sentence, 20 to life, the most, or 25 to life, the most time that you can do, regardless of how much time they give you, is 20 years. Then you have to go up for parole. So 85%, as I've already established, of 40 years is 34 years. But after you do 20 years, you go up for parole. Well, they have a 14-year window to where they can, play with you. They're not about to let you go. They're going to keep giving you more and more time. So you're going to most likely end up doing a 34. If you don't do 34, they're going to make you do 32 and a half, 33, somewhere right around in there. You're already 24, 25. So by the time you get out, you're still in your 50s, your mid 50s, or 57, 56, 57, 58. But here it is, you done gunned down this individual, and they'll never, ever in life be able to come back, man. These dudes playing with these guns, these street wars, these street beefs, man. It's just crazy. But it's not all the young dudes. It's not just all the streets. Man, you got everybody can carry a gun now, and that's the problem. Because it's like liquid courage. When you drink that liquor and you feel strong and you feel like everybody can carry a gun now. So you feel like, I got to do to my job, man. Has to report to prison in 2 months, man, over some bullshit. Never in life had a speeding ticket. Had that gun on his hip, gets into it with an individual, didn't go in his favor. He fires at the dude, man, and like, I just assume not have one, man. I know we all think that we have to have one. I need one for my protection. But think about it. How many years have you gone without having one and nothing has ever happened to you? It's kind of like car insurance. Well, they say that I have to have it, so you have to have it. But how many people have had situations where nothing has ever happened? See, a gun is one of those things. Prosecutors have no heart. None. The only thing that they want to do is advance their careers. So if you find yourself in a situation and you fire on somebody, they're going to break the whole scenario down. They're going to get all the just ins and outs of the case. And a lot of times they're going to say, well, I understand that this person did this to you, but you had a chance to retreat. That person was running off. You didn't have to shoot them in their back. Okay, you done just came in my house, robbed me, assaulted my wife, my kids, me, or whatever. I get to my peace, but because you're running out and I fire on you and I hit, and you're going to charge me for shooting them in the back, guess what? You're just going to have to charge me. But it's about my motherfucking family. It's going to be what it's going to be. You run up, you're going to get done up. I don't give a fuck if you on the jumping in a car on the edge of the curb and you can ready to drive off. I get that thing and I come out, man, I'm going to blast your bitch ass for running in my house trying to do something to my family. See, the prosecution, man, they're not human. They are human, but they're trained to act as though they're not human. So they're going to prosecute you on firing on this person because they're going to say you weren't in imminent danger because that person was retreating from your home that they just violated. The one true safe haven that you're supposed to have in your whole life is your home. They violated you, so now I can't violate them back. Yeah. So carrying a gun all the time is not necessarily, you better have long pockets. And when I say long pockets, your lawyer's going, depending on, see, your lawyer, they crooks too. Fuck a lawyer. I'm going all the way in tonight. Fuck a lawyer. It's not all lawyers, but a lot of them, because they're going to evaluate your situation. They're going to know your net worth. I know a dude, man, Pete. My dude, Pete, man. Pete saved me from getting my wig split. I was getting my wig split when I was locked up. Pete, man, was about 6'4", white dude, looked like Richard Gere, man. The movie Pretty Woman looked like Richard Gere, about 6'4", but he was a MMA fighter, man. He got into it. He had a trust fund, $12.5 million trust fund. His mother had gotten hit by like a major company. I'm gonna just say it like that. They hit his mother. She was paralyzed, and she got all this money. She ended up passing away. $12.5 million was left to Pete, but she set it up to where he would just get like so much up front, and then I forgot exactly how it was. Every 3-4 months, he would get like a couple $100,000. Money's gaining interest. It was put in a interest-bearing account or whatever, so it was gaining interest. So he would get money every few months. Pete was from the northern part of Kentucky, Covington. If any of you all happen to be watching this video, my channel is not really that large to where a lot of people from that area, but you never know. I can't remember his last name because it was like a long, weird last name. You know, respectfully though, I'm trying to call your last name weird, but it wasn't a normal last name. And Pete was he was driving. He had been in Cincinnati, and he just had crossed the bridge because Covington, Cincinnati is like right there. So you're in Covington, which is Kentucky. You cross that bridge, 2 minutes later, you're in Cincinnati, Ohio. Totally different. West, baby. My cousin, baby daddy got locked up there. Where? Cincinnati or Covington? You cross that bridge and you're in a whole different state. And so he came back. An accident occurred. An accident, I don't know whose fault it was because I don't really remember the intricacies of the case. But Pete had been drinking. Hit him with DUI. Okay, Covington. Okay, yeah. So the accident had occurred, and they take Pete to jail. The person that was in the accident they didn't make it. Pete hadn't been in jail for 16 hours. He gets served a notice, a civil suit. He gets hit with a civil suit. He hadn't been locked up for 12, 16 hours. Somehow, some way, the lawyer, the people, whatever, somehow knew who this dude was. He wasn't a celebrity or anything like that. They seen that he had his trust fund. Civil suit came, criminal suit came, whatever. Pete ended up getting, I want to say 10 years out of it. Pete didn't have a criminal record. Pete ended up getting 10 years. He was an MMA fighter or whatever, you know, working his way up through the ranks. He got 10 years. And out of that $12.5 million, he had to give up. I think they ended up getting a settlement for like 7.5, 8 of it. Now, I know that people will say, well, come on, KENZ. I mean, he was driving drunk. Like, I don't know. I wasn't there. But from what I was told, like, it wasn't even his fault. It was just one of those things to where it was somebody else's fault. He had been drinking, which I don't excuse or condone that. He had been drinking, but just the fact that he had been drinking, even though it wasn't his fault, and they took a lot of his money. He got married. Wasn't married initially, but he ended up getting married. Signed over power of attorney to his wife. And don't you know, man, she took the majority of his money. Because, like, he would get a balloon payment every few months, but he would get money. That's what it was. He would get money every month. He would get, like, his mother set him up well. He would get, like, what did Pete get? $2,500 a month? $3,000 a month? And then every few months, you know, he would get the balloon payment. Or maybe twice a year. I don't remember what it was. And he would just tell his wife, like, listen, out of that $2,500 a month, $3,000 a month, send me, you know, $500 so I can get my commissary or whatever, and then put $500 on the phone so I can talk to you. And then the rest, man, is you. Take it to pay the bills or whatever. She stopped doing that. Now, she never just totally cut him off because she knew that he could go in and change that power of attorney. But she stopped putting, you know, the amount that he told her to put on the phone instead of $500 a month on the phone. Why do you need $500 on the phone? Because it's my motherfucking money. If you don't want to do it, then you're not going to be my power of attorney. I don't need you to be my power of attorney. I'm doing this to help us. My wife got married after the fact. I just don't see why you need to. She never stopped sending him money, but the money slowed down. She sent him $400 a month, maybe $200 on the phone. And it's just like, whoa. I got into it one night with Big Tony. Another Big Tony. Big Tony had grabbed me by my neck, lifted me up, damn near off my feet. What's that motherfucker on Rash on The Big Show? Because that's who we look like, The Big Show. Big Tony always wanted to let gas. Stinking, man. Would just blow the whole. It was like 10 people in the pod. Wouldn't nobody else say nothing, man. I was the only one. Hey, come on, bro. Me and him used to go through it, man. And one day he called me coming. I was coming in the door. He grabbed me, picked me up, feet off the ground. Big son, bitch. I'm trying to knock his hands down, man. I can't. This motherfucker's about 6'5", man. I ain't number 5'11". And I ain't 5'11" for real. But in my mind, I'm 5'11". Big ass hand around my neck. I lift a whole lot of weights, man, but that shit didn't mean nothing. I couldn't get him up off of me, man. We was in, like I said, a 10-man, maybe a 12-man unit. Army barracks. That's basically what it is. We were like upstairs on the 3rd floor, but like you had other individuals that were in the honor dorm to where they may have been in a 1-man room, 2-man room. Pete happens to come out of his door, and when he comes out of his door, he sees Big Tony got me in the air like it. Pete just got on like his shower shoes, which are basically flip-flops. Pete's like, hey man, what are you doing? Both white dudes. Pete sees me. I'm man, Pete say, man, let him down, man. It's happening a lot faster than how I'm, telling you all the story. Let him down. Now I'm gonna teach this son bitch a lesson, man. Pete kicked that boy in his leg, gave him one of them MMA kicks. Boom! Pete used to kick. He used to tell me, I never seen him do it because we in prison. But Pete told me that he used to kick 2x4s with his shins to make his shins hard as his legs. So when he kicks people, he's used to kicking 2x4s. Man, he kicked that boy Tony in his leg. Boom! Tony reaches over, drops me. When he drops me, I'm gasping for air, like, Tony act like he's gonna, raise up on Pete. He hits him. Pete hits him. Boom! Remember, he MMA fighter, like real life MMA fighter. He was on his way up. He wasn't like, John Jones and those shit. But he could have been. But he's coming up through the ranks. Pete hits him. Boom! We outside like in a little hallway area or whatever. Pete hits him. I didn't gain my composure at this point. I hit him. Boom! I hit him. This motherfucker's so big though. But I catch him like right in his ear. Throw his whole equilibrium. Boom! I go to town and boom, boom, Pete's grabbing me. Like, come on, man. Pete ended up grabbing me. So, Big Tony never really got his wig. He got his wig split, but he didn't fully get his wig split. Pete was just a cool individual, man. He had my back, man. And he was a real soft-spoken dude, man, but you didn't want to mess with him. You did not want to run up on Pete, man. And it was sad because his wife spent a lot of his money giving her, I bet, to this day, I don't know. I wish I could remember his last name because when he came home, he had sent me a JPay. JPay is like just a way you can email a inmate. He had sent me a couple of JPays, man. He sent me a couple of dollars a couple of times, man, but we lost contact and I do not remember his last name. It's Pete, but it's like a long ass weird rush, like he's Russian or something, his last name, but he's out of Covington, Kentucky, and he was an MMA fighter. Now this was, I think Pete got out in 2014, 15. Yeah. Pete wasn't no joke, man. You know what I mean? You run into all type of different characters in the penitentiary. Different characters on the street. So you get one life and you have to live it. And live it to its fullest, because you never know that individual that you think or that you thought that was cool with you, or that you don't know. You have no clue whatsoever. Go back through and look at some of these messages that I missed. Billy Bob, what's good, bro? Yeah, Miss Deborah. That's why I always, I wear these hoodies often, man. I know I'm not one of those type of people like once you gone, you gone. I get it, but I and then it's convenient. I'm not gonna lie, I got so many of them. I just throw a hoodie on or whatever. But yeah, it's just what it is. When you live at life, you deal with the consequences and the circumstances. West Baby currently smoking a joint watching. Yes, what's up, man? I appreciate y'all chiming in, man. I definitely do. I've been on here for about 2 hours. I know Miss Deborah. I know Miss Pat, rather. Got to go to bed. I'm not going to hold y'all. So I'm going to jump on off. But I'm going to start going live more often. Feed my cows in a little bit. That's what's up, man. Wish I had some cows. That's where it's at. That's where it's at, man. I'm gonna start going live more often. It's probably gonna be a Monday or Tuesday. Look for me once again to start doing the true crime stories. KENZ's true crime stories. Because I'm definitely gonna start that. And eventually I'm gonna jump off into this thing like all the way full time. This is gonna be my job. This is what I'm gonna do, man. You know what I mean? Miss Pat, you better quit playing. You still on here or you gone? I'm not getting off here until I hear from you. Is Miss Pat the Enforcer still on here? You better let me know. What did you read while in prison? I wasn't really big on reading. I can read. But I wasn't like when I was in prison, like behind the fence, and then I ain't had no TV and other distractions, I read like motivational books, T.D. Jakes, Joyce Meyer books. I read a ton of Joyce Meyer books. I'm assuming that most people know who Joyce Meyer is. Miss Deborah, she left me. See, that's what she does. She leaves me. She leaves me all the time. But Joyce Meyer books, Tony Dungy. I read a couple of his books. He used to be the coach of the Indianapolis Colts in the NFL. All right, T.D. Jakes, Master P. But I didn't really do a whole lot of reading. I did read, but I didn't do a insurmountable amount of reading. Because once I got my TV, I would watch my TV, listen to my music, listen to the radio, go work out, go to school, go to class, and you look up like your days go fast. A lot of people think, tell her, Miss Deborah, thank you. Tell her, Miss Pat, you dead wrong. You wrong, Miss Pat. You wrong. But shout out to Miss Pat. A lot of times, man, like in prison, because like the way that a prison schedule works, different institutions have different, schedules. But like you might wake up, breakfast time, between 5 and let's just say 6:30 in the morning. You have an open window to go to breakfast. And then after that, you come back to your dorm. If you go to breakfast, I rarely even go to breakfast. Come back to your dorm. You got to have your bed made, your area cleaned up or whatever. They might count at 7:30. They count at 7:30. It's going to take another probably 20 minutes, 25 minutes to clear the count, which means they have to, each dorm has to call in their counts. Okay, 50 people in this dorm, 50 people in that dorm, 60, 70, whatever. All the numbers are accounted for. The inmates are accounted for. They open the yard up. Most time you got to go to either your job or work or school, rather. You do that until about 11:15, 11:30. Say about 11:15. You leave her, you go to child. Some people don't go to the child hall. They get a lot of money coming in. They go to the dorm, fix them something to eat, whatever. Do what you want to do. Count is I think 12:30, 12:45. Count at 12:45, everybody back in the dorm. Count clears pretty quick, about 1. Go back to school, work, whatever. Stay till about 3. leave, go to commissary, go to the gym, work out real briefly or whatever. Do what you want to do. About 3:50, the yard shuts down. 4 o'clock, shift change. Probably about like 4:40, 4:45, the yard opens back up until 6. Go to chow, go work out, walk the loop, meet your partners, handle your business, do whatever you gotta do. 6 o'clock, you back in the dorm, they counting again. 6:45, they clear and count. Maybe about 6:35, 6:40, they clear count. Means you can go back out to the yard, do whatever you want to do. Go lift weights, go whatever you want to do. Walk the loop, whatever. About 8:30, yard shuts down again. 8:45, they counting. By the time you come back in, take a shower, fix you something to eat if you got some money, commissary, whatever, fix you something to eat, get on the phone, call your people, because there's going to be a line to get on the phone. You look up, man, it's 10:45, 11 o'clock. You tired, you've been up since, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, you go sleep. And that's how your days go in the penitentiary. And that time goes fast, man, it goes. It may seem like it wouldn't. A lot of times we watch TV and we think, man, you just sitting in the cell. No, man, your time, it just goes. And you look up, 2 months has went past, 6 months, 9 months, a year, 15 months, year and a half, 2 years, because you're on a schedule. Then when you come home, that schedule's totally broken because you're not doing any of the things that you did in a penitentiary. As far as, that's the one good thing I will say about the prison. You're on a schedule, man. You're on a real live schedule. And so it helps you with structure. It really does, man. Well, look, you all, it's been about 2.5 hours almost. We laughed, we cried, we joked, but I'm gonna get on off here. You know what I'm saying? The enforcer's gone. She done checked out on me. She probably got another dude over us. Miss Pat, boy, I'm about to call you. I'm about to jump off this live and I'm gonna call Miss Pat. Miss Deborah, I'm about to call Miss Pat, man. You know what I mean? What do mixed race people do in prison? Who they go with? I mean, mixed race, that don't really mean nothing. You might be a mixed race, but see, once again, different prisons, different states have different prison politics. I'm in Kentucky, but I know a lot of places, like blacks and whites can't be in a dorm together or in a cell together. Here you can. They won't just do that, but if you request to be in a cell with a white dude or a black dude or whatever, they will. So a mixed race, man, just depends, man. Like that's just it depends on really where you're at, man. Because you do have a lot of prisons that are segregated. A lot of prisons that, you black, you stick with the blacks. You white, you stick with the whites. Depends on where you're at, man. I would just say don't go, period. But if you do, it's just what it is. Do you go with what you look like? Nah, because people are always gonna learn who you truly are. Don't go in there false flagging. Don't go in there. If you act white if you're a mixed race and you act white on the streets, then go with the whites. You act black on the street, go with the blacks. Don't go in there trying to mix it up, and because people are always gonna see you for what you truly are. And if you think that they won't, they will. They will, man. That's no joke. But again, like I said, it depends on where you're going to prison at, where you're, what state that you're in, what's the politics. Like if I went to a prison now outside of Kentucky, I'm not in the gang. So if I go to a prison that's a heavily populated gang culture, as far as prison, I'm probably gonna be in trouble. Even though I done all these years, I mean, what am I gonna do? I'm not trying to go to prison and join the Bloods, the Crips, the Vice Lords, the GDs, or shout out to all them guys. I'm not knocking anybody, but I'm not trying to go to prison to join any of them people. But that means that I'm a neutron. I'm by myself. I don't, you always gonna have other neutrons that'll rock with you. You got some tough neutrons. Like, just because you're a neutron, let's not get that misconstrued. I just seen some tough ass neutrons. A neutron just means that you're not gang affiliated. Mike Tyson would be considered as a neutron when he went to prison, because he's not a gang member. He's a neutron. So I don't mean that you soft, but the problem is you're always outnumbered. If anything were to pop off or whatever, you got whatever size they car is, 15, 20, 30 dudes, and you by yourself, or you got two people, strength in numbers. So, it's like, what do I do? Then if you're a neutron and you go to, like my partner, man, rest in peace, Skull, man, aka Chi-Town, man. He was from Miss Deborah, what is it? Cabrina Greens? Greens Projects? Something like that. I never been to Chicago. He always used to try to get me come up here with him. Hell no, man. I'm not coming to Chicago with you. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm retired. He retired from the Vice Lords to the Nation of Islam. But on his arm, he was a 5-star general. He wasn't a soldier. He was a 5-star general, Vice Lord. Cabrini Greens. Okay, that's where he was from. And that's one of the, from what I know, that's one of the worst projects ever. Oh, they torn down now? Okay. Well, back then, it was one of the worst projects ever anywhere in life. And so him and I was tight, man. We was like this. And he always took to me, and I didn't know this initially, but as time went on, he told me, he took to me because he was like, bro, do you know how many dudes that I done ran across and asked me to initiate them or to see if, make them a Vice Lord? Or he was like, man, me and you been bitten together for a couple years and you never once asked me to be initiated or try to. I said, because bro, that's just me. That's just, I'm not better than anybody. I'm not bigger than a program, but I wasn't doing that on the street. So I'm not going to come to jail and do that. And him and I became just like this, man. That was my dude. Once again, rest in peace, man. Skull, man. Skull was a beast, man. Skull was a gorilla. Skull used to tell me Skull wasn't nothing but a little bit tough. Skull was probably about 5'8". He used to tell me, like, look, man, I don't know no man on this earth, man, that can take 2 of these, man. If I hit you with 2 of these and you still standing, man, I'm going to take off running because I don't think nobody can hit harder than me. And he really felt that way. Short, compact, big dude, man. Dark-skinned dude. Little, he didn't even have a fro. It wasn't, I just call it a little baby fro, man. He was dark-skinned, just looked mean, man. And, you know what I'm saying? He walked around here, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how he talked, but he had a heart of gold, man. Kenneth Anderson, that was his name. Kenneth Anderson. Google him. Kenneth Anderson, Lexington, Kentucky. Because that's where he, passed away at, from my knowledge. AKA Skull, AKA Chi-Town. And he really, really taught me how to fight, man. I thought I knew how to fight. Nah, man, when you throw a punch, man, you throw from your shoulders, man. You throw, and you, like, he really, really showed me, man. And I came home when I got out. Last time I got out, I didn't even know. I called his wife. I didn't call his wife. I seen his wife on Facebook. Where my dog at, man? What, you know what I'm saying? Where's Shy? I always called him Shy. Where's Shy at? She's like, you didn't know? Right when she said that, if my mind were to slow down, I'd be thinking, okay, he in jail or something, because he stayed in and out of jail. He passed away. What? His wife, they had like 19 kids. A few of them was his. She had a bunch of them from prior marriages, but he treated them kids, every last kid, the exact same. Had a big, big family. What? He passed away. He been gone for 2 years. Skull like to kind of get high a little bit. I guess he got a hold of some bad batch. When I got out my last time, man, 3 of my closest partners, man, had passed away, man. I knew about 2 of them because I seen it on the news. I seen one on the news, one in the newspaper, and then Skull I didn't know about. My closest partner. I'm talking about closest partners. I was gone 2.5 years. I wasn't even gone. All 3 of them dudes had passed away, man. I ain't even talking about family members, relatives, aunts, grandparents, my dad, other friends that, you know, I'm cool with, but maybe not as close. It's what penitentiary and prison, jail, all that does to you, man. Kentucky, you can't go to no funerals. I don't care if it's your daddy, your mama, your great. You're not going to no funerals, man. You gotta stay out of prison, man. It all sounds, it never sounds good, but you know, rappers make it sound like, man, I'm out here in these streets, man. I get it, I get it. Man, them dudes is frauds, man. No more than you can trust these actors in these movies that are shooting people, and these dudes is frauds, man. Young ladies, man, stop. I can't tell you to stop listening to Sexy Red and Glorilla. I actually like Glorilla, you know what I'm saying? I think she's, but Megan and all these females that are trying to teach you to, if a dude don't have no money, he ain't shit. If a dude ain't tricking on you, if a dude ain't, man, that shit is entertainment. Cardi B does not allow her daughter to listen to any of her music. Understand that. It's entertainment, man. It's not real life. Stop throwing your life away, your lives away for what you hear and see on TV, on the radio, on YouTube, as far as the music. Stop. It's not real. I promise you. All these people that you're looking up to, and you tell them that you down and out and you need rent money, you need mortgage money, you need money, your mama's getting, see how much money they send you. It's as real as I can get, man. Real KENZ TV. Hopefully you all like the live. I appreciate you chiming in. Thank you, Miss Deborah. Thank you, Miss Deborah. I'm gonna have to make you a moderator if you don't mind. Thank you, Miss Pat. Thank you, just everybody, man, that you know, that just chimed in and rock with me. Had some moments tonight, you know what I'm saying? But that's, you know, got through it. Got through it. Appreciate everybody that donated. Thank you, JP, my other moderator, Dante from the Dante Show Network. I appreciate you chiming in. Everybody that supports the channel, man. Just understand that anytime I do a video, make sure that you all always like and try to comment and share. If you can, share, because that's how the channel, when you see these larger channels, people hit me up all the time. KENZ, I can't understand why you ain't at 100,000, 150,000 subscribers. First of all, I've only had my channel a year and a half. It takes time. No knock on nobody. It's all about timing. Some of these guys came out during COVID. Nobody had anything to do. So guess what? Their numbers went through the roof. Some of these people are just, you know, more interesting to me, to other people. You know, people love to see them. I don't know. I'm not going to knock anybody. But I know that we can do this thing together and we can grow together. But we all have to work together. Like the video, comment, even if it's just one comment, and share. YouTube goes off of your engagement with your audience. When they see that your audience is interested and engaged and in tune to what you're saying, guess what? They're going to push your videos out to the masses. They may only push it out initially. I'm just throwing these numbers out there to 50,000 people. Okay, well, 50,000 people, he ended up getting 1,500 views. Okay, it's pretty decent. Let's push it out to another 100,000. Get more views. Okay, let's push it out to 250,000. But if you're not getting any views, it just dies off. It just stops. But as long as you're getting engagement and people are showing genuine interest, well, let's push it out to 1 million. Let's push it out to 200, 300, 400,000, you know, 1.5, 1.3, 1.8. And that's how your channel really, really grows. I know I'm going to get there. It's only a matter of time, man. Real KENZ TV, man. Appreciate y'all. I enjoy your evening. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to go home and finish. I don't know. I'm working on a book. Probably go home and write some more on my book, my life story, man. I don't know when it'll be available, but I'm definitely working on it, man. Real KENZ, man. Thank you all. Salute.